Hello everyone, and welcome to this last, I swear it's the last, of my Warhammer Skaven lore videos. By now you know of the Horned One's followers and the Great Clans, but there are many teeming, scheming hordes under the surface of the old world who are cutting a name for themselves in the turbulent Under Empire. Today we will talk of the foremost Warlord clan, which few hear about, Clan Moors. Before we progress any further, I think it's going to be very important just to say, this is a bonus lore video. So if you are looking for a general overview of the faction, click over to my playlist, a link to which I will include in the description, where I address the overarching history of the Skaven Under Empire and its basic social, military, and religious components, as well as ruling characters. I've also made videos dedicated individually to each one of the four great clans, so for a complete Skaven lore breakdown, look no further. One of the most feared and hated warlord clans by the Dawei and some great clans alike is the mighty Clan Moors. Arguably the most successful of all warlord clans, its influence is so great that it's not lacking for war beasts or weapon teams. Its ranks conflated by the warriors from other clans hired, bribed, or coerced to fight in the first kill wave. Clan Moor's rise in power, size, and status is due in no small part to the taking of the dwarven stronghold of Karak 8 Peaks, known to the Skaven as the City of Pillars, a major nexus for the passageways that make up the Under Empire. Long ago, Karak 8 Peaks rivaled even the capital dwarf city of Karak in terms of sheer power, wealth, and beauty. The city lies in the middle of a bowl-like ring of mountains, each of which has 8 peaks, hence the name, and each peak even has its own name. A mighty citadel lies at the centermost of the valley, but just like the tip of an iceberg, the majority of the city's grandeur lies beneath the earth itself. From below, the vast majority of the city is carved from the living rock. Beyond the great plazas and halls of kingship lie a network of mines and tunnels that stretch out for miles upon miles around. Karak 8 Peaks has been credited for having the largest network of mines in the entire Kraz Angkor, which have been known to hold an enormous abundance of valuable metals and jewels beyond count, all making it a very desirable target for the Skaven. When the Skaven first attacked the Karak, the fight seemed hopeless. Gallons upon gallons of Skaven blood was spilt for a mere inch of ground taken from the legendary Dawei veteran Ironbreakers as they guarded the narrow passages under the city from the Warlord's clan rats and Skaven slaves. Realizing traditional Skaven tactics would not take 8 Peaks, the Warlord clans turned to the Council for support in the war, and an Under-Empire-wide effort began, though 10 generations would pass before the plan would come into fruition. First, they convinced the Greenskins to stop fighting each other and attack from above, an unbelievably mighty task. Then they slowly poisoned the Dawei wells with warpstone fragments. Purchase of weapons and beasts from the great clans led to great successes, and the warlords unleashed poison wind mortars, which ignored the heavy armor of the Dawei, poisoning them from within, and filthy multitudes of mutating creatures from Moldur's hell pit, backed by their infamous rat ogres. It was during this time that Warlord Nodwell of Clan Moors rose to true eminence, becoming known for their use of poisons, assassinations by trained killers, and the especially large contingent of angry, dark-furred storm vermin they produce. Still, the tactics of Clan Moors are hard to predict because their greatest strength is their rapid adaptation to the situation at hand. Unlike the great clans, they are not heavily invested in or beholden to any one particular method of war or weapon of choice, and that versatility is a notable asset among the often single-minded Skaven. With Moors leading the way, the Dawei were pushed out of 8 Peaks, and the stronghold was renamed the City of Pillars. But Nodwell truly secured his clan's hold on the newest shiny prize in the Under Empire with some classic Skaven treachery. The fight with the dwarves over, the warlords had to push back the Greenskins, who had gained footing in the upper levels of the war-torn Karak. Following a climactic battle in the ceremonial halls of the western quarter of the city, Nodwell collapsed the vaulted roof of the city, sealing off the Greenskin tribes from the more desirable levels and simultaneously crushing the warlord clan Gritak and several other rival clans in the process, leaving the City of Pillars in the possession of Clan Moors. Shortly after their success, the Council of 13 was forced to approve the clan's claim to take the lower depths of the City of Pillars as their main stronghold. Moor's aggressive warriors bear many trophy scars, and they have better weaponry and more armor than other Skaven, the spoils looted over many long campaigns. The upper levels of the City of Pillars are constantly assailed by vengeful dwarven warbands and spiteful night goblin tribes. This provides Clan Moors with a brutal proving ground for its chieftains, and a chance to grind the teeth of a growing cadre of elite warriors, as well as a stream of fresh slaves to use or market. Important to note, the Skaven of Moors are uncharacteristically united as one and exhibit a loyalty to their leaders unheard of in Skaven society. Even those Skaven who have been conscripted into Moors from less fortunate clans are soon heard voicing praises to Warlord Nodwell and his staff. None are certain if this loyalty is a result of sorcery most foul, as of yet undiscovered drugs, or the product of something else that has yet to be discovered, but it is believed to be only a matter of time before the secret is out. Now, don't misunderstand. While betrayal and backstabbing are still ever-present factors within the ranks of Clan Moors, they are viewed as methods for the deserving Skaven to advance the agenda of the clan as a whole. For example, the murder of a superior that actively hinders the success of Clan Moors is akin to treason. If the shift in power is beneficial to the clan, however, the murderer is lauded as a true patriot. Now we come to the leaders of Clan Moors, and the first one we gotta talk about is the Grand Ruler himself, Warlord Nodwell. He's the mastermind behind Clan Moor's unbridled success and the unquestioned master of the City of Pillars, and he now sits upon the Council of 13 as a Lord of Decay. His ruthless methods have resulted in the deaths of many of his rivals, as well as the outright destruction of at least 6 lesser clans. With these triumphs, Nodwell has increased the wealth and power of Clan Moors to unprecedented levels. The Skaven of defeated clans have increased Moor's military strength, not to mention its labor force, and conquered strongholds across the Under Empire proudly fly their banner. Rumors indeed have spread that the great clans live in fear of Nodwell's sinister reputation. Many great Skaven have been struck down as a result of the Warlord's schemes, and there is no telling what he will do if he is forced to defend his clan's newfound prestige. Even if Nodwell himself were to be assassinated, any one of the number of his subordinates would likely rise to usurp his position. Given the effectiveness of the clan's battle strategies to date, it would be foolish to assume it would crumble if Nodwell were killed. Queek Headtaker. Warlord Queek Headtaker. He is the legendary and much feared lord of the City of Pillars, great warlord of Clan Moors, and the personal right claw of Warlord Nodwell. I really want this guy to come to Total War Warhammer. He sounds absolutely beast. But yeah, back to his lore. Queek has been groomed by Nodwell from the moment of his birth to be the ultimate warrior, provided with the best armor and weapons, protecting him from the other Lords of Decay, and also staging assassination attempts even to keep him on his toes. Queek is an uncommonly bloodthirsty and egotistical warrior whose need to conquer even the most impossible challenges has since earned him an infamy in the annals of Skaven history as the legendary Headtaker, the Dwarf Smiter, the greatest warlord to have ever graced the tunnels of Skavendom. Queek, like many other Skaven before him, was born into this world in the many breeding pits owned by the burly warriors of Clan Moors. Queek's little litter was born large and black-furred, a sign that these Skaven shall grow up to be true killers with the violent and unstable society of their clan. However, Queek was by far the largest of his lot, and in time he eventually devoured his own brothers, even before he opened his eyes or fully grew out his fur. Seeing great potential within Queek, Warlord Nodwell personally took him under his wing, and trained him extensively to be his new protege. As such, Queek was given the finest luxuries that can be afforded by a Skaven of such high status. With a temper infamous among both his enemies and allies, having fought, defeated, and survived almost every challenge that was thrown against him, upon his trophy rack are the heads of all those that have challenged Queek in the past, such as the head of King Krug, Iron Hand of Karak Draz, Warlord Icket Scratch of Fester Spike, Warlord Sleek Sharpwit of Clan Moors itself, and the hand of Baron Albrecht Cross of Averland, amongst other noteworthy challengers. Queek's personality can be associated with that of a powder keg, unpredictable and dangerous. It was said that Queek could not be bribed, that he didn't care for threats, and that he led armies fearlessly from the front. Queek is an unnaturally fearless and bloodthirsty Skaven with an overflattered ego to match. He considers himself the greatest warlord to have ever lived, as really any self-respecting Skaven should. However, unlike many other Skaven warlords before him, Queek has been known to actually back up these claims willingly, as willingly as he is to boast them, as shown with the many heads that are now decorating his trophy rack. Indeed, Queek has shown an unnatural interest in both finding and fighting the strongest enemy he can find, from massive black orcs like Grimgor Ironhide to dwarf thanes and rival Skaven warlords like Sleek Sharpwit. Queek has fought and defeated each and every one of them. Alongside his infamy as a great warrior, Queek has also earned himself a reputation for madness. Queek has a disturbing affection for his collection of severed heads he keeps upon his trophy rack. Those that would dare to touch his prized possessions have had their wrists cut off by him personally. At times he has been seen talking to these heads when nobody else is looking, and at times even when they are, as if the skulls themselves still retain the souls of those he decapitated in ritual combat, giving the warlord advice on how to best destroy his enemies. This might be especially true for the head of Sleek Sharpwit. Sleek Sharpwit, talk about a guy who got a bad deal. You see, Queek wasn't the first prize pupil of Warlord Nodwell. Long before, Sleek Sharpwit, alias Old Thing, courtesy of his rivals, was the one to fear. The whole World's Edge mountain range lived in fear of him. His name was a synonym for dread, from Hell Pit in the frigid north to Cripple Peak in the arid south. The only difference between Queek and Sleek, brain power and muscle aside, was that Sleek earned his job. This has, understandably, made him quite bitter with his replacement. 3 generations of disappointments haven't helped either. Neither have the ravages of time. Come to think of it, Sleek is bald, half blind, and stuck on crutches. Despite his problems, Sleek is still a formidable foe. Sadly, his wit wasn't sharp enough to save him from a fight with Queek. Even Warpstone only helped him fight to a standstill with Nodwell's new favorite. Ironically, despite his death, Sleek has proven a valuable asset to Queek, as his head, though severed, is said to still live, through unknown means, possibly Warpstone save, and give Queek hard-earned knowledge. But not only does Clan Moors have some cool warlords, but they also have cultivated some significant units for the battlefield. I am a Total War Warhammer player, as you know if you follow my channel, and I hope that Creative Assembly makes these units, or at least looks at making some of these units available as Skaven Legendary units for the campaign and multiplayer. That would be really cool. Here are some of their options, though. Let's start with the Red Guard. The Red Guard is pretty cool, especially since we've been talking about Queek Head Taker. Basically taking a page from the Book of the Master, Nodwell, Queek decided to build his own private army, the Red Guard. His personal army of bodyguards. Training for such a group is exhausting in the extreme. Tests of strength, agility, and martial prowess must all be taken, and Queek himself is the judge, not a guy you want to be judged against. Despite this, the group is 1,000 troops strong, 10 claws, or groups of 100 to be exact, and has the best of everything. Since then, they have served Queek as both an honor guard and the Spiked Fist leading his army. Notably, they have only been seen during the End Times novel set, but I'd still like to see them possibly in the game. They're definitely a contender for like a legendary Storm Vermin unit. The other option for a legendary Storm Vermin unit could be the Iron Skins, led by Ikhakfle, these names. This regiment of Storm Vermin was once known under a less impressive name, the Rust Helms. Having been the first to loot the armories of the dwarves, they slowly began to create their own patchwork of suits of impressive protection. Their ferocity and aggressiveness has caught the eye of Queek Head Taker, which could easily be a blessing or a curse. Legendary Clan Rat unit contenders. Top of the list, Fangsnapper's Claw Pack. These battle-hardened clan rats led the assault that retook several vaults from the Night Goblins in the City of Pillars, and they were instrumental in Clan Moor's victory over Clan Corpulent. Scrack Fangsnapper, whose name is on the Claw Pack, rose to command them during the sacking of the Empire town of Buchendorf, when he throttled his predecessor with his own tail. Since then, he has defeated over a dozen potential rivals, and their broken fangs hang from his trophy rack as a warning to other would-be usurpers. The Blacktail Berserkers. Clan Moor's clan rats hailing from the caves beneath the dwarf hold of Caragrill, the Blacktails were the sole owners of a rare mineral black rock. Though its actual name is unknown, it does bear some similarities to obsidian. The clan rats in question were known for two things: blacktails and a psychotic response and noteworthy tolerance when consuming warp brew. That's the Skaven version of beer. Interestingly, they proved immune to pain whilst drunk and suffered no usual pangs of black hunger after any fight, though demands for more warp brew were noted. Pretty cool drunk ability right there. Some people have iron lungs. These guys don't feel pain. The warp shields, particularly wealthy even among clan Moors. The warp shields were a claw of clan rats that were born in the Glow Warrens, one of the deepest layers of the Skaven. Having been an original part of the dwarves' underground well network, the Karak 8 Peaks, the Glow Warrens were part of the wells that were actually poisoned by the warp stone in the plan to bring down the Karak, and they still glow to this day. Because of this, any Skaven from the warp shields has glowing green eyes and considerable warpstone tokens to spend. Most of this money went into buying 4 rattling gun teams from Clan Scryer. This meant plenty of suppression fire. Be a pretty cool unit to use on the battlefield. Sizzik's Deadeyes. Among the finest of Clan Moor's deadshots, these gunners had a gift for quick shots and alarming accuracy. Their leader, Sizzik Warpeye, was a gifted engineer with a nasty habit of flying the lash to each one of his teams. Their target practice consists of shooting either captive dwarves or nab night goblins, though a lousy or lazy shooter is thrown in too. Though dwarves never shy away from fighting, the second the shields of these snipers went up, dwarves ran for cover, lest they become little more than a kill scratch in the shield or along the barrel. Alright guys, that's all I have for Clan Moors. Thanks for watching the video. One of the deadliest clans, if not the deadliest clan in fact, in all Skavendom. Thank you for sticking with me through this series of Skaven lore videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I think this was video 6 right here. If you guys want another faction covered or want me to look into doing another lore video for another faction, just comment below and I'll look into doing a faction overview. Thanks again guys, and I will see you in the future.